What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. Projectors don't have to be huge.
So what really intrigues me about this projector is that it's so small. Even the box is pretty small. Obviously, it's not the smallest projector maybe ever made. But one of the things that always intrigued me were like those little Pico projectors, because they could be really portable. In fact, a friend of mine used to do little presentations. You know, it's really nice. That way you don't have to have a separate screen with you. You can just project on a wall or on a box or something like that. And so I always wanted them, but they're pretty expensive. But this little projector is not that expensive. Comes with a little remote here. It's kind of light plastic. Looks like we'll need a couple of AAA batteries in the back there to get that working, but it does come with remote control. And then we have a power cable right here. Single prong, kind of looks like your typical laptop power cable. So we've got that in here. And then we have the projector itself. Also, owner's manual. I might need to check that out, but my assumption here is that it should be straightforward enough that I will know how to use it. But because I'm kind of dumb, I might not. So here is a projector, and man, it is pretty small. It's like a little cube. Look at that. I can palm the sucker, and I don't have the world's largest hands. Black housing all around. Kind of has a little bit of a retro, kind of vintage TV vibe. Rubberized feet down here. Looks like we've got a lot of venting. Probably pumps out a little heat. I do like this yellow. It's called ViviBright, and this yellow is certainly bright. And what you might be able to see here is we have the projector lens right up here. And then I'm assuming maybe this is like the receiver for the remote. Looks like we have a focus ring up here. And then power button right there, and then on the back we have all our inputs. So power right there, looks like you can put in an SD card. Oh, the IR blaster is right there, so I'm actually not entirely sure what that is. And then we have a USB port, so you can plug in maybe a thumb drive with stuff. HDMI, which is what I'm going to use to connect it to my iPhone, and then a headphone jack right there as well. So I'm going to get this set up and let's try it out. All right, so plugged in the projector, and this little window on the front is actually a light. So when I don't have the flash on, you can see it. Now I did go ahead and copy Sound of Music over on this thumb drive, and I just put that in there. And as you can see, it's projecting as soon as I power this little bad boy on. And so that is only about 3 feet from the projector. So it's pretty small. It's probably 20 inches or so diagonal, but obviously I could pull it back, and the cord is pretty long, and I can use the wheel to kind of dial in that image. I've got the camera set up about a foot behind the projector, and the projector is about 3.5 feet away from that wall, and I am projecting it straight on there, and I've kind of focused it in. It looks pretty good. What you can definitely see is a little pixelation. You know, this is meant for, you know, kids' enjoyment. It's the portability. You know, you're not going to get a lot of resolution. But I would say in pitch black here, it's not pitch black, but this is a very darkened room. The color looks pretty good, and the brightness level is pretty good. Now, there's no navigation on the projector itself. You're going to need this remote, and so I'm going to go ahead and navigate here to movie, because it's saying it's on USB. And let's try C and see if it will load up. And it is playing. There is a speaker built into the projector, which is outputting here pretty decently. And if I look at this remote here, we have a volume up and down. So I can adjust the volume. Speaker is absolutely fine for sitting around kind of close quarters to it. I'm going to turn the volume down there. And even the picture representation is pretty good. Obviously, you can see the pixels. I'm sitting about 4 or 5 feet away from it. And, you know, I would not call this high def, but that's not what it's meant to be. I mean, I can put my hand in front of this, grab the projector, take it with me. I think this is really an interesting device, especially for being able to kind of view things as a group or for kids or whatever it might be on the road, because this projector is very small, very light, and ultra portable, and absolutely works not only with
video files that you might throw onto a thumb drive, but connect it to HDMI and output it from your phone and those types of things. Yeah, even in a work environment, even though it looks a little bit kind of consumerish, I would definitely say that this would work for kind of showing some visuals that you might have to share. I wouldn't go very detailed, highly detailed PowerPoints or anything like that, but maybe you just have some images, some marketing material, something just kind of colorful graphic, something basic that you want to show. This is probably going to work great for that too. So the nice thing about this is it's not expensive. If you want to add this to your little entertainment room for your kids, you definitely can. I will put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.